that old line about any given Sunday? Yeah, that was week 3 in the NFL. Oh, hi, it's your old pal Dalby back for week number 4 in the NFL. And remember, down below this video are links in the description for you to find all the lines, all the spreads, all the games for this week in the NFL with our friends at Sports Select. Week 3 was crazy town. You had shocking games like Jacksonville thumping Baltimore, the Green Machine in New York actually getting a win, and Washington whomping Oakland. Plus, shockingly close games like Houston giving New England a run for their money, or Cincinnati scoring their first touchdowns of the season and forcing Green Bay to make a late comeback. That said, if you listened to me last week, there is a chance that you made some money. I was 3-1 on Pro Line and 3-1 on point spread. And thank you to Denver for ruining everything. Cost me $150. I also went 9-7 straight up, putting me at 31-16 for the season. But that's the past. Let's look at the future. Oh, Miami. I didn't think you were going to be good this year, but losing to New York? Come on. F-A-I-L. Fail. Now, this week, some folks think that they're going to come out all riled up off emotion, embarrassed by that loss last week, and they're going to stick it to their opponent. But I don't think that emotion can overcome having that bad of a passing defense. Bottom 5 in the league against the pass is not somewhere you want to be when you've got Drew Brees coming up against you. The man is averaging 289 yards a game and 2 touchdowns, so watch for New Orleans to get up early through the air, forcing Miami to have to try and do the same thing. Can Jay Cutler keep up with Drew Brees? No, he can't. And the final nail in the coffin for Miami? History. New Orleans is 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games, and 4-2 in their last 6 games against Miami. Don't fight history. The spread has New Orleans giving up 2.5, which shouldn't be an issue after the first quarter of this one. Plus, you'll get a nice bump on your pro line for taking the black and gold, too. Joe Flacco is broken. Whether it's the injuries that kept him out of this preseason, or it's the fulfilling of a prophecy that's been going around for a long time now that says that Flacco is not actually an elite quarterback, either way, the man looked way over his head last week in London. So, what's that going to mean this week when Baltimore hosts Pittsburgh in this AFC North matchup? It means a team that's already number 2 in the league and stopping the pass is going to feel right at home on the road. I mean, we're a long ways away from the old Iron Curtain days, but this is a Pittsburgh defense that kept Mike Glennon to 101 yards last week in a loss to Chicago. Yes, they lost to Chicago last week, and that does not bode well for the season, but in this case, I don't think it's anything to panic about. Because with Flacco, it could look very similar to Glennon last week. If Pittsburgh can keep the Baltimore run game in check, and that is going to be a huge key for Pittsburgh, they can grind out their first win in Baltimore against Baltimore in 5 years. I'll take the road team on my pro line ticket and give up 3.5 on the spread. Remember when Jacksonville scored 89 points in the first 3 games this season, 44 of them against that Baltimore defense that everybody thought was world class? Blake Bortles, one of the best names in the league, has looked good. But it's rookie running back Leonard Fournette that's really stirring this drink right now. It's not that Fournette is the best back in the league, far from it, but he's averaging 140 yards per game, which lets the offense stay balanced, giving Bortles all the time he needs when it comes to throw time. Meanwhile, the nicest thing I can say about New York is they won't go winless this season. Congrats, New York. Jacksonville only giving up 3.5 on the spread on this game feels like an absolute steal, especially considering they're 4-0 against the spread on the road in their last 4 games. I'll give the points, I'll get the win. One more quickie. Arizona looked strong against Dallas in the Monday night game, but they faded early. This week, they get to play a team they should need 4 quarters to beat. San Francisco was part of probably the most entertaining game of the season so far last week on Thursday, taking on LA, but that was 2 low-tier teams butting heads. Sometimes at the bottom of the barrel, you get a good matchup. San Francisco couldn't contain offensive juggernaut Jared Goff, and I mean that in no definition of the word. So why would anybody think that they can shut down Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald and the rest of that offense in Arizona? This will not be pretty, even with Arizona giving up 7.5 on the spread. And some rapid-fire picks to fill out your pool card. Give me Atlanta, New England, and Seattle at home, and Cincinnati, Tennessee, and Philly on the road. And that's it for week number 4. Guys, thank you so much for coming to watch. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any of these videos. We're here all NFL season, and as always, make sure you check the links down below to get the lines, to get the spreads, to get the game list, to make your own ticket. Once you've got that ticket, let me know on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, or you can just leave a comment right below this video with your lock of the week, your pick of the week, your shoe-in of the week, whatever cheesy term you want to use. Who do you like this week? Thank you guys for watching. I'm Dalby. See you at the next one. If you want to make sure that you're getting all the lines, spreads, and game lists before anybody else, you got to be an MVP. Follow the link in the description of this video to sign up with WCLC to get alerts, notifications, and emails directly to you with everything that you need to play.